Rapidly changing developments in the Ebola outbreak. The first Texas nurse to test positive for the virus has been transferred from a Texas hospital to a federal facility in Maryland.
And 8 hospitals in New York State have been designated to treat any Ebola cases identified here. CBS 2's Janelle Burrell live at one of those hospitals, Mount Sinai, on the Upper East Side this morning. Janelle.
Well, Chris, the team here at Mount Sinai has been through an Ebola scare before over the summer. Well, now they are fully prepared in the event that there is another Ebola case. Meanwhile, this morning we're getting our first glimpse at one of the nurses who is being treated for the deadly virus. Nurse Nina Pham dressed from head to toe in protective gear, surrounded by medical staff, after landing in Maryland for treatment at the National Institutes of Health overnight. Just hours before, the 26-year-old, the first healthcare worker diagnosed with Ebola, sent out this video message. This morning, there's more concern surrounding the medical staff at the Texas hospital where Pham treated Thomas Eric Duncan.
I saw a chaotic scene. It wasn't organized. It wasn't safe. No one really in charge.
Meanwhile, the State Department says another employee from the same Texas hospital is right now on a commercial cruise ship and only notified the CDC after leaving the U.S. The staffer did not have direct contact with Duncan, but may have come in contact with his lab samples. That person is in voluntary isolation in a cabin until they can be brought back to the U.S. Here at home, preparations are underway in case someone here is infected.
Once you have some contamination on it and you're trying to remove it, you don't want to get that contaminant on your skin and potentially contaminate yourself.
Newark and JFK airports now have Ebola screenings in place for travelers arriving from the affected West African countries. Those passengers are also checked before boarding flights for the U.S., but Republican Congressman Peter King wrote a letter to the Homeland Security and Border Patrol urging that passengers are screened even earlier before potentially contaminating others at the airports.
No passengers arriving from any of the 3 West African nations have been identified at this time as having the Ebola virus.
Now, President Obama says he is considering appointing a so-called Ebola czar to oversee the country's response to the virus, though this morning he is maintaining that he will not implement a travel ban between the U.S. and West Africa. We're live this morning on the Upper East Side. Janelle Burrell, CBS 2 News.